Video games of the 90s were constantly pushing boundaries, with more gore, more violence, and bigger guns. A lot of these games sparked media backlash, with news outlets and government officials campaigning to ban them, with fear of corrupting the youth that indulged in such gratuitous entertainment. However, with all the demons and guts in games like Doom, to the furious and vibrant roster of characters in Mortal Kombat, one thing remained the same: they were fiction. All fabricated realities intent on providing an escape from the grim world of today. Although these games may have been deliberately aggravating protective parents and news stations with their ever-increasing levels of violence, none ever dared go as far as Postal did. The term going postal refers to uncontrollable fits of rage induced by stress-heavy work environments. During the 1980s, the US suffered great casualties at many United States postal offices, where postal workers shot and killed their managers and co-workers out of anger from their job. By 1983, 35 people had been killed in 11 post office shootings. This links back to my original point, that these so-called violent video games are fiction, whereas Postal is not. In Postal, you're not dispatching of hordes of zombies like in Resident Evil, or mowing down the legions of hell like you would in Doom. No, you're killing people. People just like the people that were killed in the post office massacres. The character that you play as, aptly named the Postal Dude, isn't a stoic or heroic space marine determined to save the Earth. He's a deranged psychopath, hell-bent on killing every corrupt American he sees. In the diary entries we see between levels, the Postal Dude refers to the people he kills as sick, and the police as lunatics, even referring to himself as the Exterminator.
The Exterminator's back.
He is obviously mentally detached and has no regards for the lives he's taking or the pain he is inflicting, further emphasized by the jokes he cracks after shooting someone's head off or picking up a new weapon.
Only my weapon understands me.
In the game, you're tasked with taking out hostiles, which are generally just police, and, although not important, it makes you wonder why the police are after you, and really hits home the fact that you are a villain, a psychotic and schizophrenic serial killer with little to no moral compass. The hostiles aren't the only people you can kill though. Every level is filled with innocents, regular people utterly terrified of your presence, screaming and running for cover whenever you approach. Killing these people has no effect on the game and is completely optional. You can complete it perfectly fine without harming a single one. But that's the thing, you do harm them. You as a human, not as a player, will not let a single person escape. On top of this, these people are fully voiced and will beg the dude not to kill them, pleading they are married or have children. When you shoot these people, they ask God why them, or exclaim to the Postal Dude to end their suffering, which he seems to take great pleasure in doing. Their game even gives you the option to execute crawling survivors, in which you put your gun to their head and effortlessly rob them of their life, with no sense of guilt, which the Postal Dude reminds the player of frequently in his infamous line,
"I regret nothing."
Games like Grand Theft Auto also see the player killing people. However, this is not executed to the dark degree that Postal manages to do it to. The gangster lifestyle, often glorified by games like GTA and similar media, has become thought of as somewhat cool or desirable. However, there is no case in which mass shooters have been looked upon by any sane individual and thought of as a role model or as being cool. This is the reason Postal is as dark as it is. Even GTA doesn't go as far as to have children as killable NPCs, and certainly would never, despite the fact it is looked upon as one of the most brutal game franchises out there, have a final level named The Elementary School.